It was a Monday. I was getting ready for work. I worked kind of a second into third shift for a commercial cleaning company. Kirsten and I sort of passed each other in the hallway at home. She said, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go to the mall." And I said, "Okay, I'm getting ready for work. See you tomorrow." As she started to go up the steps, she put her hand on her neck and she said, "My neck kind of hurts. I think I slept wrong." And my response was just something like, "Oh, minimal concern." And then she left. And about probably 20 minutes later, my older daughter came downstairs and said, "Mom, don't leave for work." She said, "Megan called and she's bringing Kirsten home. Something's wrong." When they got home, I went out to the car. Kirsten was sitting in the front seat. She couldn't get out. And I grabbed my purse and said, "Okay, we're gonna go to the emergency room."
And then I spent 3 days getting poked and prodded, and psychiatrists coming in and saying, "Are you stressed? Is this all in your head?" Until they saw on a test that I had swelling on my spinal cord. And it had suffocated all my nerves from there and down.
The door opened and about 12 doctors walked in the room. I knew we had an answer at that point. And they said, "You have this very rare condition called transverse myelitis." They say with TM that there's 33% of people who come out of it like nothing ever happened. There's 33% of people who never regain anything. And then there's 33% of people who are anywhere in the middle. Kirsten's the anywhere in the middle part.
And with me, it started with literally just the tips of my left hand fingers just wiggling a little bit. I spent 12 weeks in Riley rehab with very intense therapies there till I graduated from there, and then I came home. I was on wait lists with therapy places for about 3 months, and I definitely kind of started breaking down within those 3 months because I felt like I was losing any progress I made at Riley, and I was just stuck. And then literally I had that breakdown, and then the next morning Turnstone called. So since starting Turnstone, as far as occupational therapy, I've learned how to write. I've learned how to have better range of motion in my shoulders. I've learned how to do some minimal wheelchair rolling, and I've just learned a lot of personal skills. I've gotten better at being able to do my own hair and do skincare and makeup. In mental health counseling, I've learned a lot of ways to process my feelings and my thoughts and give myself room to grow, and just how to deal with my different anxieties, which has been huge for me. And then in physical therapy, I'm learning how to walk again, which is amazing. I'm learning a lot more independence. I love physical therapy, specifically pool therapy, because I get to kind of be free in the pool, and it's amazing. I love it.
Her name, Kirsten, means anointed one. And then Ariel means lioness of God. And I used to tell her, "Kirsten, I don't know what your life is going to have in it. But I know that you are picked out to do something great, and that you've got something inside of you. You're a lioness. You've got a ferocity inside of you you don't know that you have." And honestly, nobody would have thought that about her, because she was the most docile, sweet, just kind of gentle. When we were in the hospital one day, she said to me, "I'm not sure why I got TM exactly, but I think I know why I got TM." And she started to list her siblings, her cousins, her friends. She said, "If this person would have gotten it, I think this is what they would have responded like. I think this is what this person," and it was all, they would have been very angry, or maybe they would have just kind of laid there and wanted to give up. And she said, "But for whatever reason, I don't feel that way. I just feel like, okay, what's next?"
With everything I've done, I've never hit a limit. I'm still making progress through life, physically, mentally, and personally. And my life's still limitless, even though I have different limitations. My goal is just to touch as many teens with disabilities as I can, and just to bring to light that it's okay to feel the negative emotions, and it's okay to feel down sometimes, but to kind of bring to light the positive things and the opportunities they have. If I was going to talk to somebody that was going to make a donation, I would tell them that they're not just making possibilities for these people, they're changing lives. I don't know where I would be or who I would be without Turnstone.
So I had a list of 4 places that I called and had connected with, and Turnstone was one of those. You know, every single place that we called, we'll have to put you on a wait list, we'll have to put you on a wait list. So we were waitlisted at 4 different places. Making those phone calls every week. Only one person at one place was answering the phone who knew my name and who knew her name and who was asking, how is she doing? Or would call me and say, I don't have anything yet, but I promise you, the second something opens up, how are you guys doing? Is there anything I can do for you? Nobody else was doing that. Turnstone was different from the first phone call. It really was. You know, I would tell her, this is what this place said, this is what this place said. And she kept saying, I really hope we get the Turnstone place. I really hope we get the Turnstone. She didn't know anything about Turnstone. She just knew they had pool therapy and that every time I got off the phone with Turnstone, I had cried. That's all she knew. But she kept saying, I really hope we get that place. I really hope we get the Turnstone place. And I'm really glad we got the Turnstone place.